From Douglas B-18 to Martin B-26, this is the complete catalog of American bomber aircraft used in the Second World War, examined in full operational and technical detail as they entered a global war already in progress. Douglas B-18B. The Douglas B-18BO was the first mass-produced bomber to equip the United States Army Air Corps on the eve of global war. It represented the transition from interwar doctrine to modern aerial warfare. The aircraft was developed as a low-cost derivative of the Douglas DC-2 commercial airliner, emphasizing affordability over performance. The B-18 was designed as a medium bomber with a primary role of continental defense and limited offensive operations. Its mission profile focused on coastal patrol, maritime reconnaissance, and basic bombing tasks rather than deep penetration strikes. This reflected American strategic assumptions before 1940, when long-range bomber warfare had not yet been fully realized. Technically, the B-18 was powered by two Wright R-1820 Cyclone radial engines. Maximum speed was approximately 215 miles per hour, already obsolete by the time of its introduction. Bomb load was limited to around 4,400 pounds under ideal conditions. Defensive armament consisted of manually operated machine guns with limited arcs of fire. The aircraft lacked armor protection, self-sealing fuel tanks, and modern fire control systems. Its bomb bay arrangement was basic and inefficient. Crew ergonomics were poor, reflecting its civilian airframe origins. Navigation and bombing accuracy were highly dependent on visual conditions. Despite these limitations, the B-18 filled a critical gap. It provided the United States with numerical bomber strength during a period of rapid expansion. Hundreds were deployed to coastal bases across the continental United States, the Caribbean, and Alaska. The B-18 saw limited combat use early in the war, primarily in anti-submarine patrols. As German U-boats expanded operations into the Western Atlantic, B-18 crews adapted the aircraft for maritime strike roles. Some were modified to carry depth charges and experimental radar systems. Operational success was limited. Low speed and weak defensive armament made the aircraft vulnerable. However, it achieved several confirmed submarine kills under favorable conditions. Its greatest contribution was not destruction, but deterrence and coverage. By 1942, the B-18 was rapidly withdrawn from frontline service. It was relegated to training, transport, and secondary patrol duties. Crews gained valuable experience before transitioning to more capable bombers. The B-18 Bulow stands as a baseline aircraft. It marked the starting point from which American bomber capability would rapidly evolve under wartime pressure. Douglas A-20 Havoc. The Douglas A-20 Havoc was a light bomber optimized for speed, flexibility, and tactical precision. It was one of the most adaptable combat aircraft produced by the United States during the war. Designed for low to medium altitude operations, the E-20 filled multiple battlefield roles. It functioned as a light bomber, ground attack aircraft, intruder, and night fighter. Its versatility made it valuable across multiple theaters. The E-20 was powered by two Wright R-2600 double Cyclone engines. Top speed exceeded 330 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest bombers of its class. This speed provided a measure of passive defense, reducing reliance on heavy armament. Bomb load typically ranged between 2,000 and 4,000 pounds. The aircraft could carry bombs internally or on external racks. Later variants featured a solid nose packed with forward-firing machine guns or cannons, transforming the aircraft into an effective strafing platform. Crew size varied by variant, usually consisting of a pilot, navigator bombardier, and gunner. Defensive armament was limited but sufficient for its intended operational environment. Armor protection and fuel tank sealing were improved as production progressed. The E-20 excelled in low-level attack missions. It was used extensively in North Africa, the Mediterranean, the Pacific, and Western Europe. Its ability to strike airfields, supply convoys, and troop concentrations made it a tactical asset. One significant operational insight came from its use in the Pacific. The aircraft proved highly effective against Japanese shipping and forward bases. Its speed and firepower allowed it to operate aggressively with manageable losses. The A-20 was also supplied in large numbers to Allied forces. The Soviet Union employed it extensively on the Eastern Front, where it was valued for ruggedness and firepower. British and Commonwealth forces operated the aircraft under the designation Boston. Limitations remained. Range was restricted compared to medium bombers. Payload was insufficient for strategic bombing roles. Survivability depended heavily on speed and mission planning. The A-20 Havoc demonstrated the effectiveness of fast, low-altitude bomber doctrine. It influenced later American attack aircraft designs and validated the concept of multi-role combat platforms. North American B-25 Mitchell. The North American B-25 Mitchell was one of the most important medium bombers of the Second World War. It combined range, payload, and survivability in a balanced and adaptable airframe. Designed as a twin-engine medium bomber, the B-25 was intended for tactical and operational-level missions. It bridged the gap between light bombers and heavy strategic aircraft. Its flexibility allowed it to operate from short, austere airfields. Powered by two Wright R-2600 engines, the B-25 had a top speed of approximately 275 miles per hour. Combat radius exceeded 1,300 miles depending on load and configuration. Typical bomb load was 3,000 pounds, with the ability to carry more on short-range missions. Defensive armament evolved significantly over the course of production. Early models featured limited gun coverage. Later variants added dorsal and waist gun positions, greatly improving survivability. Some versions replaced the glazed nose with a solid gun nose carrying up to 8 forward-firing machine guns. The B-25's most famous operation was the Doolittle Raid of April 1942. 16 aircraft launched from an aircraft carrier to strike the Japanese home islands. The mission had limited material impact but profound strategic and psychological effects. In regular combat service, the B-25 was used extensively in the Pacific, China-Burma-India, Mediterranean, and European theaters. It proved especially effective in the Southwest Pacific area. Low-level attack tactics were developed to counter Japanese shipping and airfields. The aircraft demonstrated high durability. It could absorb significant battle damage and remain airborne. Maintenance demands were manageable under field conditions. Pilot handling characteristics were stable and predictable. Limitations included vulnerability at high altitudes and limited bomb capacity compared to heavy bombers. It was not suitable for deep strategic bombing under heavy fighter opposition. Its strength lay in precision and flexibility rather than mass destruction. The B-25 Mitchell became a cornerstone of American medium bomber doctrine. It validated decentralized, mission-specific bomber employment across diverse combat environments. Martin B-26 Marauder. The Martin B-26 Marauder was a high-performance medium bomber built around speed and survivability. It was one of the fastest bombers in the Allied inventory during the early war years. The aircraft was designed with a sleek, high-wing loading configuration. This allowed for exceptional cruise speed, exceeding 280 miles per hour. However, it also resulted in demanding takeoff and landing characteristics. Powered by two Pratt & Whitney R-2800 double Wasp engines, the B-26 had strong climb performance and high-altitude capability. Bomb load typically ranged between 3,000 and 4,000 pounds. Internal bomb bay design was efficient and aerodynamically clean. Early operational use revealed serious challenges. Short wings and high landing speeds led to accidents during training. The aircraft earned an early reputation for danger, particularly among inexperienced crews. Design refinements addressed these issues. Wingspan was increased. Training standards were improved. Operational procedures were standardized. Once properly employed, the B-26 proved highly effective. It achieved the lowest loss rate of any American bomber in the European theater of operations. This was due to speed, improved defensive armament, and disciplined formation tactics. The Marauder was used extensively in the Mediterranean and Western Europe. It conducted medium-altitude bombing against rail yards, bridges, airfields, and troop concentrations. Accuracy was high, especially during the later phases of the war. Defensive armament eventually included up to 12.50 caliber machine guns. Crew protection and systems reliability were strong by mid-war standards. Maintenance requirements were higher than simpler designs but acceptable. The B-20 SIX's limitations included restricted forward visibility during landing and limited adaptability to low-level attack roles. It was a specialized aircraft optimized for medium-altitude precision bombing. The Martin B-26 Marauder demonstrated that speed and discipline could offset vulnerability. It represented a mature expression of medium bomber design when correctly supported. Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress. The Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress was the backbone of American daylight strategic bombing in Europe. It was designed to penetrate heavily defended airspace through altitude, formation discipline, and defensive firepower. The aircraft was conceived as a long-range heavy bomber capable of operating independently. Its role was the systematic destruction of enemy industrial capacity, transportation networks, and military infrastructure. This mission defined American air doctrine in the European theater. Powered by 4 Wright R-1820 Cyclone radial engines, the B-17 had a maximum speed of approximately 287 miles per hour. Operational ceiling exceeded 35,000 feet, allowing it to fly above much enemy anti-aircraft fire. Standard bomb load averaged 4,000 to 6,000 pounds on long-range missions, increasing on shorter sorties. Defensive armament was extensive. Later variants carried up to 13.50 caliber machine guns. Coverage was provided from nose, dorsal, ventral, waist, and tail positions. This created interlocking fields of fire when aircraft flew in tight formations. The B-17 was structurally robust. Its airframe could absorb severe damage and remain airborne. Numerous aircraft returned to base with extensive battle damage, reinforcing its reputation for durability. Operational use centered on the 8th and 15th Air Forces. Targets included aircraft factories, ball bearing plants, oil refineries, and rail hubs deep within occupied Europe. Missions were flown in daylight to achieve higher bombing accuracy. Losses were heavy during early operations. Before long-range fighter escort became available, formations suffered from concentrated fighter attacks. The introduction of escort fighters gradually reduced attrition rates. Limitations included relatively modest bomb capacity compared to later designs. Crew fatigue was significant on long, high-altitude missions. Survivability depended on formation integrity and escort coordination. The B-17 Flying Fortress became a symbol of sustained strategic air warfare. It demonstrated the feasibility of precision daylight bombing under extreme combat conditions.